what does your hair say about you? And I thought I'd do a little bit of research before I came in tonight, and I'm sure you've seen some of these descriptions. So online it says things like nappy to Barbie, militant to airhead. This is descriptions of people who have afro hair, or weave with braids. Also too dry, too frizzy. I also saw the too short, too much shrinkage. Some even said, actually, and I think this is quite interesting, that it could actually tell the story of the transatlantic slave trade or even colonialisation. So, as you can hear, our hair is loaded. I don't know that anybody else has hair like ours that has so many meanings, so many connotations, so many people have an opinion on our hair, whether they're black or white. Our hair seems to be an issue. It's a big issue. So much so that I thought I'd have two panels. So let me just tell you who I've got coming up. We've got two panels. We've got the panel on the stage here, and we've also got another panel in the front row. So I'll introduce you to the panel in the front row first. We've got Angie Lamar, who's a comedian and presenter. I know that's a small abbreviation of what you do, but you can tell us all about your accolades when we have you on the stage. We've also got Simone Bresi-Ando. Again, she's from I'm Possible. We've got Tara Welsh. She's a BBC reporter. Where's Tara? There you are, Tara. We've also got Pauline Long, she's a TV presenter, and of course the founder of the BEFTA Awards. And then we've got Paul Lawrence, who is has a social media forum and is also from Life Skills Training Consultancy. So, natural hair. Who's seen Good Hair, the documentary? Anybody not seen Good Hair? Okay, so let's give you a little starter. But before we do that, I'm just going to quickly introduce you to who we've got on the stage, who we're going to be talking to very shortly. We've got Cindy Martin. Cindy is over there. She's from MZ Hair Extensions. We've got Marvin Francis. He's from Hair by Him. He's also, you might recognise his face, he's also the winner of BBC Three's Series 1 called Hair. Did you see Hair, anybody? Yeah, so you might know. Congratulations. We've got Nisi Gold. Nisi is one half of Natural Hair Daily. Where's your partner? I saw her, there she is. These girls, amazing. How many followers on Instagram? About 200 and something thousand. That's some feat. And we've also got Deborah's Searchwell from Natural November. She does a series of events, natural hair events and other events. Before we hear from our panel, let's have a look at Chris Rock, Good Hair, 2009. And he's the man that let all our secrets out of the bag, I think. But this gives you kind of an idea of how broad and how many arguments there are about the Afro hair industry.
What's your definition of good hair?
Something that looks relaxed and nice.
If your hair is relaxed, white people are relaxed. If your hair is nappy, they're not happy.
Oh, God.
This October, Chris Rock will take you back to your roots.
Just yesterday, my daughter came into the house and said, "Daddy, how come I don't have good hair?" I wonder how she came up with that idea.
Within the black community, if you have good hair, you're prettier or better than.
Okay, so let's go back to our panel. Deborah, Cindy, we've got Nisi, and we've got Marvin. So, what does your hair say about you? I mean, I'm going to ask you last, Marvin. Let's ask Nisi.
Okay, well, I guess my hair, I've gone through a journey. I used to wear my hair relaxed for many, many years, and I transitioned for 10 months. I tried to transition twice, actually, 8 months before. And then I decided to relax it, which was a silly decision. But then when I transitioned and chopped off my relaxed ends in December 2012, it was the greatest thing that I could have ever done. My hair is in good condition, in my opinion. I feel it's healthy, I take good care of it, and it's versatile. I'm happy with the things that I can do with my hair. If you look at a portfolio of pictures of me, no picture is the same. I always look very different. And for me, I just feel that I'm at a point of my life where it reflects that I've accepted my natural texture, I've understood what my hair is really like. I'm willing to invest the time that it takes to learn and educate myself about the health of my hair. And it feels good to take responsibility for doing that. And, you know, it's not an easy thing for most women to do, but for me and what my business partner do is we try to encourage and empower women to feel that they can do that with the right resources and with the right support, and that's really important. I think.
And what sort of reaction have you had from people? Did anybody say to you, why are you going natural?
Okay. This is when it gets a bit juicy. So, yes, I was in a long-time relationship where I was with my partner for about 10 years, and he didn't receive my decision well that I wanted to go natural, and he just kept on discouraging it. You know, he kept on saying, why are you going natural? I don't understand it. Your hair's fine as it is. At the time, my hair was really, really breaking right through the middle, because there was this staple style that I kept on wearing it in because it was the easiest thing to work with when I had the two textures meeting between each other. And it was really hard. I mean, I transitioned for 8 months first, and he once referred to my hair as carpet, which wasn't very nice. And then when I had to attend a family christening of his, I went and relaxed my hair. I got a bob haircut with a fringe, and you know, I loved it for about a month. And then I just felt gutted that I went and did it, because it was 8 months that I had tried to grow my hair out, and then I just went to go and get it relaxed because I felt like I needed to represent him rather than represent myself. And that's where I lost track of who I really was, you know, and what I really wanted. So second time lucky, it went very well. I had the help of my business partner, and also my family. All the women in my family were natural. I was the only one standing that wasn't natural. So, you know, down to my gran, she's got a big grey afro. You know, I've got aunties who have got locks, and all my cousins, they're all natural and they're younger than me. So I felt like, well, why am I the only one holding on to, you know, my relaxed ends, and it's in such bad condition? Who am I kidding here? I might as well just do it. So I did it. He didn't receive it very well.
You still together?
Of course not. Best decision I made. For me, I felt like I dodged a bullet, and it was the best thing that I could have done, which was, you know, detaching myself away from somebody who wasn't going to positively encourage me to fulfill the things that made me happy, fulfill a healthier lifestyle with my hair. Okay. So yeah, onwards and upwards.
Lovely, thank you. Cindy, over to you. I know there was a bit of a clap there for you, actually. If you want to clap for her. Cindy, what does your hair say about you?
My hair. Okay, so I'm a wig wearer. I do not wear weaves, but I wear wigs simply because I just find it a lot easier to switch it up. My actual hair underneath is unrelaxed. I plait it so just to maintain, obviously, it's very thick, very healthy, and reasonably good length, but I just keep it away just so that I can switch up my hairstyles, I can play with colour, styles, and obviously where I do run a hair business, it's an opportunity for me to showcase some of the styles that I do have on offer, as well as depending on what fits my mood.
Lovely, thank you. Deborah?
I've been natural since I've been 16. So I've worn it in an afro, I've had locks, I've had sister locks, twists, plaits. So basically, my hair says that I'm happy with who I am, I'm happy with how the divine creator made me, happy, confident, beautiful, happy to showcase it and to portray it in a positive light and to be an inspiration for other people. And that's one of the reasons why I created my event as well. Which I know is a bit different, and I know it may sound a bit controversial.
We'll come to your
certain people.
Controversial event in a moment, actually. We'll find out a bit more about Deborah's event. But let's go over to Marvin. Marvin, women come to you all the time. They want to feel good. And how much do you have to say about what styling decisions they make?
Well, I like to have a really big hand when it comes to decision making with my clients. Sometimes they will pick a style which is completely out of the box, so I'd have to kind of just rein in and be like, no, no. So I'm all about natural hair, I'm all about the wigs, I'm all about protecting whatever you've got, growing whatever you have. If you want colour, let's do a weave instead of colouring your natural hair, because at the end of the day, you've only got one head of hair, so you have to look after it, whether it's relaxed, whether it's natural, whether you're forever.
So you advise women to if they're going to colour, you'd rather than colour or weave your own hair?
Than colour your own hair, because it's very damaging. A lot of people think it ain't, but it's really damaging to their hair. Whatever kind of colour you decide to use, no ammonia, bleach, it's all damaging to the hair, so stick it on a weave.
That's interesting. Relaxers. Is there anybody in here with a relaxer? I've heard that the relaxer trade, I mean, you're in the business, you're all in the hair business, and that's why you're all up here at first, because we want to find out a bit about the hair business. What is happening to relaxer trade? I'm hearing that relaxer sales are going down. Are you getting as many relaxers as you used to?
Well, I couldn't tell you the last time I done a relaxer, to be honest. To be honest, it's definitely, as far as I'm concerned, it's definitely gone down in sales. I think a lot more people are wearing their hair natural. A lot more people are wearing the wigs, and because now there's things invented like closures and things like that to make their hair, your weave look a lot more natural. People ain't trying to play with relaxers.
But the relaxer, the reason why people are moving off, and I'd love your opinion, is it because there are other options, or is it because of the chemicals? Because we've been hearing about the chemicals in relaxers for years and years.
I think it's more
Will we
other
restore
options.
relaxing?
I definitely think it's more other options. I don't even really think it's because of the actual relaxing. There's a lot of people that do relax their hair and can look after it, but it's long. It's a long time, and it's just better it's just better to wear a weave or a wig and wear your hair natural, because it's just long. I don't know what else to say. It's just really long. Wearing the hair.
Let's get straight to it. There's a big issue between the whole kind of natural hair industry and the weave, wig and braid industry. And what's going on there? What's going on? Well, let's go to Nisi or Cindy. Or even Deborah's.
Yeah.
Okay, Deborah, tell us about your industry. Deborah will tell us about her events. Because I understand that you have your annual events. I think you have them twice a year now.
They're twice a year,
Okay,
yes.
and you have a strict policy on who can come to your events and who can't.
Not a strict policy on who can come to the event. Anyone can come to the event, whether they be male, female, young, old, black, white, natural or not natural. But I do have certain restrictions and requirements in regards to who can either exhibit at the event, who can model at the event, what kind of food can be sold at the event, what kind of products. I need a list of the ingredients before I can approve an application.
Okay, so let's talk about the hair. So what kind of people won't be allowed to exhibit at your events?
People who don't wear their hair natural. It's called Natural November. So I know that there are certain different interpretations in regards to the word natural. But when I say the word natural, I mean that you can come, you can wear an afro, you can wear locks, you can wear sister locks. You can wear your hair wrapped up if I know that your hair... No, you can't blow dry your hair. No, you can blow dry it the next day if you want. You can blow dry it maybe a few weeks beforehand. But on the actual day of the event, I want everyone who's either exhibiting or who's modelling or who's presenting. I want people to come in and to see that. I want to see that we're all there and we're happy and feel the vibe. You know, I've been told that I get a really nice vibe from the event. And I like that and I appreciate that and I'm happy to continue with that. But in regards to...
So for instance, a woman who's got her hair blow dried, what statement is she making? What is it about the woman, even if she's natural, she just blow dried her hair with heat temporarily? What is that saying to you?
It's saying that she prefers to blow dry her hair
and
on that particular day, but on the day of the event, she wouldn't be able to do that.
Anybody else in the panel have an opinion on that or thoughts?
I know you said that they can wrap their hair and come to events so far as their hair is natural underneath. So with the wig I'm wearing now, would I be allowed to come to your event? Because my hair underneath is
Come to the event. You can come to the event. You can buy a ticket.
Okay, so
you can attend. To exhibit.
To exhibit. Okay, so to exhibit. Well, obviously, if I'm going to be wearing the wig, then what would I be exhibiting? But my hair underneath is natural.
Okay.
Do you object to the style that I've got on top of it?
Yes.
You do, okay. And because it's a straight one, if it was a curly, like wig, or...
all of the exhibitors have to wear their hair naturally. So even though you're wearing your... Exactly.
And out, okay,
it's like
so not wrapped up then?
It's like wearing a jacket.
What about sister locks or dreadlocks?
Sister locks, that's another way in which people can wear their hair natural.
But that's natural.
As far as I'm concerned, it's natural.
I don't, Marvin, you're nodding away there.
It's kind of like being a casting director. You know, I'm the casting director of the event, and I have certain requirements, just like a casting director. They can decide who they want to play a particular role and how that person looks. So I am the casting director of the event.
So what if you had somebody who was transitioning and they were sort of 8 months into their transitioning phase, but they had the texture of their straight, relaxed hair, but the regrowth of their natural hair? Would that be something that you'd be willing to waver if it was an exhibitor, or if it was an attendee? Would that be something that you would consider?
In regards to the attendees, anyone can attend. Yeah. Anyone, male, female. I don't have no requirements or restrictions in regards to who can attend. But I've never actually been approached or asked about that, so I'm not sure if there's any kind of exceptional circumstances. As far as I'm concerned at the moment, that's a hypothetical question that hasn't been presented to me, so I don't know how I would answer that.
But again, you're all working in the hair industry, so you must come across, as I certainly see, the write-ups and the tweets, and there's a real rivalry between the whole kind of natural versus, it's, you know, become natural versus weave almost. And how do you address that in what you do? How do you kind of sort of deal with that sort of thing, or is it something you don't have to?
I mean, I don't necessarily, I don't deal with it simply because I like kind of both styles. I can go from one to another, and I like obviously what I see from other people, that everyone has a reason as to why they have their hair out or not. So I see the rivalry, and I do know what you're talking about, so it would be very silly of me to say, oh no, I don't know what you mean, just because I appreciate both, everybody else does. But I do see it. I think it's more of the idea behind that certain people have the opinion that people that wear weave don't value themselves, their natural selves as a person, and then there's those.
And is that the case, or?
No, I don't believe it's the case, and that's obviously coming from me. But then, this is what I said to you before, that it would be silly of me once again to say that just because I feel that way, there aren't certain people that do, because the world exists of insecure people, and some people can be insecure, and just because I personally, and I have a strong, I know people that do not feel that way at all when it comes to like the weaves that they're wearing, the wigs that they're wearing, the type of hairstyles that they're wearing. To say that because I know people that don't look at it like that, it would be very silly to say no.
I'm going to take a couple of questions very quickly, because I just want to show you another video, because it's interesting that even though we're talking about, you know, the sort of weave versus natural, even within the natural hair world, there are different arguments going on. I know Missy's not in the way there. Anybody want to ask a question about anything that we've discussed so far? Okay, go ahead. If you can speak up for us, please.
So, you know when you said that you don't agree with blow drying your hair, like, do you blow dry your hair on occasion, or do you do the air drying method?
Do I blow dry my hair?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, so you air dry your hair?
I just, let it dry naturally.
As I was saying, there are, even within the natural hair industry, there's a lot going on. So let's play the next clip we've got.
Styling can be a daily struggle for women with textured hair like mine. So many people are trying to achieve the perfection they see on our social media. With all the buzz about perfect curls, impeccable skin, and bounce-back bodies, it's easy to forget how gorgeous you really are. But the truth is, you are absolutely amazing.
I'm going to ask Nisi to tell us what is going on with natural girls, because when we first originally heard about this whole everyone go natural, there was this belief that you know, it was almost like, okay, ditching the chemicals and finding oneself, but now there is this hierarchy within the natural community, so to speak. Tell us about it.
There certainly is a hierarchy, probably in the category of some people's minds, but I think also within some people who are quite comfortable within their own skin, accepting their own hair texture and embracing that, then I think it doesn't exist in that respect. I think there is a lack of education that is still needed, and I also believe as well that there are a lot of people that are looking at inspiring people on social media, and they are trying to achieve that individual person's own hair goals, so to speak. It's words that are used within social media. But I think the one thing that people need to understand is hair is about trial and error. It's about discovering what's going to work for you. Something that works for one person may not work for another person. It could be that a particular style that you might want to achieve needs to have a different process followed. It could be that, you know, your hair needs to start off in a different stage rather than the average person who might start off go in the shower, wear it out just like that. But, you know, I think you have to understand what your hair loves and try and make sure that you're taking care of your hair at the same time. I've tried wash and goes. My hair just soaks up so much moisture. My hair takes forever to dry. So for me to do a wash and go, if I'd start it in the morning, my hair is still wet in the evening, even if there is definition. And if I try to go to sleep, I'm gonna pick up a cold. So why am I gonna even bother? You know, so it's about understanding that your hair can sometimes do certain things, but sometimes it just can't. And it's about just working out what it can do and working with that.
Marvin, natural hair girls are looking for mixed haired girls, mixed girls' hair.
So my thing is, this whole natural hair thing, we just all have a whole lot of chemicals in her hair. So is that considered natural? Because before you wet your hair didn't look, your hair weren't defined and curled and all that. That's natural to me. After you're gonna put all your madness in your hair, all your curl cream, this activator, that activator, this gel, that gel, what's happening?
Deborah's, how do you respond to what Marvin says? He's saying, well, you know, we're talking about different states of natural, and people are killing themselves to create texture.
Yeah, I agree with him actually. I'm quite concerned about it. I mean, she didn't look like a 4C afterwards, even though I don't subscribe to that particular grading of our hair, because our hair, we've got so many different textures of hair. It can't be limited to that gradient. But yeah, the chemicals, I'm quite concerned about the ingredients and the chemicals that she's putting in her hair. And also, yeah, the look that she's trying to achieve. She's trying to, even though it's still natural and it's still curly, I'm quite concerned about, is that what she would always want to do? I'd like to think, because I've been natural since 16, I don't really consider myself to be part of the natural hair community like you called it, because there isn't like a bald-headed community, there isn't like a relaxed community. So I'm a little bit concerned about us being called a community.
But it's interesting that you said you've been natural for a long time. When I first met you, you had sister locks. And we talk about what's happening within the natural community. Even in the locks community, there's this whole sister locks versus dreadlock. I know you don't like the word dreadlocks, but I'm talking about chunky locks. Okay, so there's
traditional locks.
Thank you.
Yes.
Traditional locks. There is a traditional locks versus sister locks. And let's just watch this next video. This woman has just had sister locks installed, and tell me what you notice, if anything, about what she's doing and what she's saying. Let's play.
Hey girls, it's Cece, and these are my sister locks. They are 8 months old. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh. Today I'm going to show you how I curl them with the curling iron. Y'all already know I'm listening to music while I do this, so you might see me rocking out a little bit. One of the reasons I chose to get sister locks is because they behave like loose natural hair. So
I'm going to address you, Deborah, because you had very long sister locks, I think down to your arms, and very, very thin. And from a distance, actually, it looked like straight hair or relaxed hair or a weave. And, you know, again, it's like the swing, is like the swing that we all wanted when we were children, the cardigans in our head, depending on how old you are. Well, my generation's wore cardigans. I think probably younger people don't have to use cardigans, you can just go and get a wig. But certainly, again, talking about what is natural and what isn't, as you can see, even with sister locks, you can have a hair that moves.
Yes, that was quite painful, quite strange to watch actually, using a curling iron. I'd be quite concerned. How often is she using that?
But even if she doesn't use the curling iron, the idea is that sister locks can mimic what a weave does or what relaxed hair does, which isn't a natural look because our hair is poofy, puffy, thick.
Yes, but it's not changing in any way the natural structure or chemically altering the hair. So as far as I'm concerned, I loved my sister locks.
They look lovely.
I didn't, thank you. I may even go back to sister locks, but yeah, I didn't do things like that. That was something quite unnatural to do to natural hair. I'm quite concerned about the applying of heat
Cindy,
to the locks.
your thoughts on the sister locks?
I mean,
Your mic?
oh yeah, sorry. Okay, so she has this style, and she wanted to make it curly. I was just thinking, why not just curl your hair not in the style? Because you're still going to curl it anyway. But to be honest, I don't really know. I don't know why she did that.
I mean, there's nothing wrong doing it, but I think what I'm trying to show is that there is this, first of all, it's like, okay, everyone's going natural because people don't want to wear weaves and relaxers anymore, but then you look at the natural girls and there's another game going on with texture and sister locks.
I think she just wanted a style, personally. I think she just wanted a cute little thing that she had going on, and that's, I don't think there was anything more to decision. Lizzie?
There's heatless styles that you can do. So, I mean, maybe she's not been exposed to know how to do that, but there are, you know, flexi rods that you can use and perm rods that you can put in your hair and still get some form of definition and curl texture to it. It's just about what you know and how to do it. So, you know, it would have been nice to kind of see the alternative of that. Rather than seeing someone use heat, because it is concerning the excessive amount of heat, what that can do to your hair, and whether she was using a heat protectant. That would be questionable as well. It didn't come across like she was. So, you know, I think if she had repetitive use of that, it would eventually damage her sister locks as well. So, yeah.
And I've got to say, Marvel, is there anything that doesn't ruin our hair? Whether you be natural, locks, weave, braids, wig, is there any one of those particular genres of hair that don't cause some damage or possible damage?
One of them cause possible damage.
Can you just take us through?
Sorry?
Can you take us through the different sorts of damage?
I feel like with braids, sister locks, even dreadlocks, so traditional locks, the tension and the heaviness it will snatch you bald if you don't look after it. Weaves, the repetitive tension, it will also snatch you bald. Eventually, if you keep doing it without any treatments or without caring for your natural hair, you're going to be snatched bald. So eventually it's going to happen. So everyone just needs, like, a lot of people don't like to look after their hair while they're doing styles or while they're natural, while they're wearing a weave. A lot of people just think, well, you know what, weave's here, it's here to stay, it's not going nowhere. I don't care about my hair. Or well, that video there, I kind of think that was long-term manipulation on like your natural hair. So what's the sister locks about, kind of? I just don't know. That whole thing was confusing to me.
And just before we switch panels, we're going to switch panels in a moment. In terms of responsibility, because you all work in the hair industry to some degree, people come to you, look to you for support, advice. What would you be saying to your younger self, your 10-year-old self, about hair? Start off with you, Deborah's.
I would say to just learn to work with what you have, first and foremost, and to embrace it and to be experimental with it. We're very experimental with our hair. Our hair is so versatile, we can do so many things with it. So I would just say, you know, just do as many things as you possibly can with your hair in its natural state. If after that you decide that you want to experiment with something else, then that's fine. As long as you've been experimental with your own hair in its natural state and you've loved it and you've embraced it and you've showcased it and you've hopefully inspired other people to wear it natural as well, then that's the main thing.
Cindy, your 10-year-old self?
I would maintain it. I mean, I maintain the hair underneath with diddy braids, so like they're very flat ones, and they don't, with the normal cameras, I feel like there's a very big difference with the way that it's done on my hair, and that's really helped it. So my 10-year-old self, or soon child, maybe, I would just kind of do like those kind of braids on the hair, nothing to, or leave the hair out, just let it.
Okay, Nisi?
I would just say, love yourself and embrace your texture and experiment with your hair. I would tell my 10-year-old self to play with their hair, experiment with their hair, and encourage the learning and education of basic styles, just to preserve the maintenance and health of the hair. And just, just confidence all the way.
And you, Marvin?
My 10-year-old self.
Or your 10-year-old niece?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't really be wearing hair, but as a 10-year-old, I'd have to tell my sister.
What would you tell her? You're a hairdresser. You know all the secrets.
Stay away from that perm, because if it weren't for you losing your edges, I wouldn't be here right now. So stay away from that perm. I just be telling everyone, stay away from the perm and just look after what you have, because you've only got one set of strands of hair on your head, so you have to look after it, or once it's gone, it's gone.
Okay, so before we switch panels, anybody want to answer any questions? Did I see anybody go before?
Just a quick question to Rose. The lady who did what she said was a natural thing, would she get into the show?
Curling her sister locks.
No, the one before that.
Oh, with the
wash and go
extra.
Yeah.
Do you know what? She probably would, but would she be able to? Are you talking about exhibiting?
Exhibiting.
Yes, she probably would. I may wish to engage in some kind of debate with her to find out what's going on. It's quite deceptive. If I didn't see her before, I would make the assumption that that could be her natural hair in its natural texture. But in regards to the products that she used, no, she couldn't be selling those kinds of products. So trying to strike a balance there.
Somebody else had a question, lady.
How do you generally educate the ignorant? So not necessarily the people who don't know on purpose and don't want to learn, but maybe you work, for example, I work with somebody who has no idea, and every day, almost to an effect now, I'm actually teaching him. So how do you educate the ignorant without coming across as, should I say, a bit bougie or know-it-alls, and trying to make them seem silly? So how do you do it in a nice way, should I say?
Anybody want to answer that question?
I'd probably do it the exact same way you just said you do. Just teach them. If they keep asking questions, it's going to be frustrating, you know that, but just keep educating them. That's it, and then eventually the questions will stop because they know everything already. So that's it.
Okay, any more questions? I tell you what, we're going to delve into the politics, because the next panel all sort of are on screen or on stage on a regular basis. And we're going to find out why they choose the hairstyles that they choose, what it says about them. And I know there's a lot of politics in what Deborah's is saying, so I'm sure that will come out within the next discussion. But while we do that, we're also going to realise, I'm going to show you a couple of videos while we switch over, that how you wear your hair isn't always about what you want. Other people have got something to say to you about the way you wear your hair. Let's see the first video.
Hey, so glad you're back with us this afternoon. Well, ever since we posted the story of Vanessa Van Dyke's fight to keep her hairstyle and not be expelled, you have been flooding our Facebook page with comments. Look at all of those. Today, Van Dyke continues her fight, and Kalorama has been following her story. She takes a look at how all this started.
The teen has been wearing her hair like this since the beginning of the school year, but apparently the controversy started.
So you're thinking, okay, that's America, but similar things happen here, because I know Tara on our panel did a story very recently, I think it was just a couple of months ago actually. So let's see Tara's report for BBC London.
Hey curlies, and welcome to this month's video blog where I'm focusing.
Thousands of people watch Simone's curly hair tutorials online, but when she changed her style, it seemed to turn off a potential employer. Through an agency, Simone applied for a job working at various department stores.
She called me saying I was successful, but just could I take the braids out? And she said, you know, it's not because of them, they're the company, it's what the brands want. They go for a more natural look.